Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update from our channel.
Ariel, the iconic Disney princess, is known for her journey from the ocean to the human world, enchanting many for generations. Her story originates from Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale, where the mermaid was nameless until Disney's 1989 adaptation made Ariel a beloved character. Disney's animation team crafted Ariel with red hair and a green tail, inspired by Splash, in 1984, making her a standout Disney princess. The studio turned the original tale into a family-friendly story, delighting audiences with Ariel's adventurous spirit and determination to follow her dreams. Ariel, from the Disney Renaissance era, is known for her curiosity about the human world and enchanting singing voice. Her look, with flowing red hair and purple seashell bikini top, is unforgettable, making her a timeless symbol of the Disney Renaissance. The Disney Renaissance period, marked by The Little Mermaid's release, cemented Ariel's place as an iconic animated heroine. Her story, set in the underwater world of Atlantica, captivated generations, making her a beloved figure in Disney's history. Jodie Benson, the voice actress, made Ariel a legend in Disney history. Her singing of Part of Your World is a classic, bringing Ariel to life with wonder and determination. Benson's dedication to Ariel in various projects has made her the true voice of the character. In The Little Mermaid, Ariel's family is key to her story. King Triton, her father, rules Atlantica, and the loss of Queen Athena led to a ban on music. Ariel's 6 older sisters each have unique personalities, shaping her character and the story. The prequel, The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning, explores the royal family's history, revealing the past and loss of Queen Athena. This adds depth to Ariel's world, showing her royal background and the legacy of Atlantica's royal family. The magical world of The Little Mermaid comes alive through its music, created by Alan Menken and Howard Ashman. Hits like Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl follow Ariel's journey, while Janine Tessery's songs in Ariel's Beginning explore the ban on music. Ariel's friendships with Flounder and Sebastian are key to her growth. They support her as she explores the human world, while her romance with Prince Eric adds excitement. Her bond with King Triton shows family life's ups and downs, driving her story. In the original film, TV series, and sequels, Ariel's personality shines through her curiosity, determination, and vulnerability. Her playful and diplomatic sides are shown in her relationships with Flounder and her father, helping her balance dreams and family duties. Ariel's look has evolved from hand-drawn animation in 1989's The Little Mermaid to digital techniques in newer movies. Her iconic style remains, adapting to Disney's latest animation techniques and character design, maintaining her status as a beloved Disney icon. In the 1989 film, Ariel's movements and expressions were thanks to Disney's skilled animators. With digital animation getting better, Disney started using new software. This is clear in The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning, which used Toon Boom Harmony for smooth animation. Ariel's design has stayed the same, keeping her charm for all ages. This steady character design has made her a Disney icon. She's loved in both the old hand-drawn and new digital versions. Disney keeps improving animation, and Ariel's story shows their dedication to stories and visuals. Her lasting appeal and evolving animation show Disney's magic and creativity never fade. Queen Athena, Ariel's mother, is key to Atlantica's history. She is shown in The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning, as King Triton's loving wife and a music lover. Sadly, she died in a pirate ship accident. This event made Triton ban music in Atlantica, showing his deep grief. This backstory enriches The Little Mermaid world. It explains why Triton was against humans at first. Athena's death also shaped Ariel's quest to find her musical roots and learn about her mother's death. The tale of Queen Athena adds a touching layer to Atlantica's story. It helps us understand the royal family's feelings and the Disney franchise's emotional core. By learning about Ariel's mother, we appreciate Ariel's journey and The Little Mermaid's lasting impact more. Ariel is the star of The Little Mermaid, but the supporting characters are key. Sebastian, the court composer, and Flounder, Ariel's best friend, help her on her journey. They offer guidance and show us the lively world of Atlantica. Scuttle, the seagull, brings laughter and a fresh view of the human world. He often misunderstands Ariel's love for the surface. Ursula, the sea witch, is the main villain. She tries to stop Ariel from reaching her dreams. In Ariel's beginning, we meet new characters like Marina Del Rey. They add more depth to the Little Mermaid world. These characters make the story richer and help us understand Ariel better. Ariel's journey wouldn't be complete without her daring confrontations and personal growth. One of the most pivotal moments in her story is her encounter with Ursula, the cunning sea witch. Ursula's manipulation of Ariel through the iconic Poor Unfortunate Souls deal showcases a classic struggle between good and evil. By trading her voice for a chance to live as a human, Ariel demonstrates her willingness to take risks to pursue her dreams, even when the odds seem stacked against her. Ursula, with her larger-than-life personality and intimidating presence, serves as a stark contrast to Ariel's youthful optimism. Her intricate plan to seize control of Atlantica is not just a test of Ariel's resolve, but also a deeper commentary on ambition and power. Ursula's transformation into a human to sabotage Ariel's romance with Prince Eric adds an element of suspense and heightens the stakes in the storyline. Throughout her journey, Ariel learns valuable lessons about the consequences of her decisions. Her interactions with her father, King Triton, evolve significantly. Initially, their relationship is strained due to Triton's overprotectiveness and Ariel's rebellious nature. However, their bond deepens as they come to understand and appreciate each other's perspectives. Triton's ultimate sacrifice, offering himself to Ursula to save Ariel, reveals the profound love and responsibility he feels as a father. Ariel's romance with Prince Eric is another core aspect of her narrative. Their relationship blossoms from mutual curiosity and admiration, despite the barriers of language and species. Eric's bravery in defeating Ursula and his unwavering support for Ariel demonstrate the strength of their connection. Together, they embody a timeless theme of love transcending boundaries. The Little Mermaid's legacy continues to grow with various adaptations and expansions of Ariel's story. From stage productions to live-action remakes, each iteration adds new layers to her character while staying true to her adventurous spirit. Ariel remains a symbol of perseverance and self-discovery, inspiring audiences to follow their dreams and embrace their individuality. Ariel's tale is more than just a whimsical underwater adventure. It's a powerful story of growth, love, and courage. Her journey from a curious mermaid to a confident young woman resonates with audiences of all ages, solidifying her place as one of Disney's most cherished heroines. Through her timeless story, Ariel teaches us that no dream is too big and no challenge too daunting when driven by the heart. Ariel settled into her new life on land, embracing her role as a princess of Eric's kingdom. Her natural curiosity made her eager to learn about human traditions, history, and culture. She quickly became beloved by the people for her warmth and adventurous spirit. Though Ariel loved her new life, she often missed her family and the ocean. She would spend hours walking along the shoreline, feeling the sea breeze and reminiscing about her days in Atlantica. Eric, understanding her longing, built a beautiful seaside pavilion. Peace didn't last forever. One stormy night, a mysterious figure appeared on the shores of the kingdom. It was Morgana, Ursula's vengeful sister, who sought to finish what her sibling had started. Morgana wielded dark magic and planned to overthrow both Eric's kingdom and Atlantica. Realizing the danger, Ariel knew she couldn't face Morgana alone. She sought the help of her father, King Triton, and together they formed a plan to protect both their worlds. To confront Morgana, Ariel had to return to the sea temporarily. King Triton used his magical trident to transform her back into a mermaid. Ariel reunited with her old friends, Flounder and Sebastian, who were thrilled to join her on this new quest. The journey led Ariel to uncharted parts of the ocean. She discovered ancient sea creatures and magical relics that could help in the battle against Morgana. Along the way, Ariel proved her bravery and leadership, rallying the creatures of the sea to defend their home. The confrontation with Morgana was fierce. With her dark magic, Morgana summoned a massive whirlpool that threatened to destroy both the sea and land. But Ariel, using her intelligence and courage, outwitted Morgana. With the help of Eric, who arrived with his ship, and Triton's powerful trident, they managed to weaken Morgana. They trapped her in an enchanted ice prison at the ocean's deepest trench. With peace restored, King Triton offered Ariel the chance to return to Atlantica permanently. However, Ariel realized her true calling was to bridge the gap between the ocean and the human world. She decided to live as a human, but vowed to protect the sea and its creatures. King Triton blessed her decision, and with a wave of his trident, he gifted Ariel the ability to transform between human and mermaid whenever she wished. This allowed her to spend time both with her family under the sea and with Eric on land. Years later, Ariel and Eric welcomed their daughter, Melody, who inherited her mother's adventurous spirit. Melody grew up exploring both the sea and land. Together, Ariel and Melody worked to ensure that both worlds lived in harmony. As the years passed, Ariel's life became a beautiful blend of both worlds. She would often visit Atlantica, where her father King Triton ruled with wisdom and strength. At the same time, she would return to Eric's kingdom to be a loving wife and mother. Ariel's connection to the sea never faded. It was a part of who she was, a part of her soul. Yet, she had come to realize that her heart also belonged to the land, to the people she loved, and to the life she had chosen with Eric. However, Ariel soon discovered that the peaceful coexistence between the ocean and the land wasn't as simple as it seemed. Though they had managed to keep Morgana's dark magic at bay, there were whispers of other forces at play, even darker and more dangerous than before. Strange occurrences began to plague both kingdoms: mysterious disappearances, powerful storms, and magical disturbances that no one could explain. Ariel, always determined to protect both her family and the sea, took it upon herself to investigate. She sought counsel from Flounder and Sebastian, who had become her trusted allies in both realms. Together, they traveled across the seas, meeting with ancient sea creatures and wise elders, hoping to uncover the truth behind these troubling events. Their journey took them to the forgotten corners of the ocean, where they encountered creatures and places long thought to be mere legends. They learned of an ancient prophecy that foretold of a great clash between the land and the sea, a battle that could determine the fate of both worlds. The prophecy spoke of a hidden power, a force that could either unite or destroy everything Ariel had worked so hard to protect. While Ariel searched for answers, Eric faced his own struggles back on land. The people of his kingdom had begun to notice the changes in the weather, the disruptions in the natural order, and the growing tension between the sea and the land. Eric, always brave and steadfast, knew that he had to stand by Ariel and help her uncover the truth. He reached out to his own allies, scholars, sailors, and the wisest men of the kingdom, seeking their guidance on how to protect the land from the forces threatening it. As Ariel and Eric worked together, they discovered that the ancient power was tied to a magical crystal that had been hidden deep beneath the sea. This crystal was said to hold the key to balancing the forces of nature, if it was used correctly. But if it fell into the wrong hands, the crystal could unleash a destructive force that could tear apart both the sea and the land. With time running out, Ariel and Eric knew they had to find the crystal before anyone else did. Their search took them to the deepest, most perilous parts of the ocean, where they faced treacherous underwater caverns, powerful currents, and ancient sea monsters. Along the way, they were joined by Melody, who had grown into a strong and brave young girl, eager to help her parents save both worlds. After a long and arduous journey, Ariel, Eric, and Melody finally reached the heart of the ocean where the crystal lay hidden. But they weren't alone. Morgana's dark influence had returned, and she was determined to claim the crystal for herself. In a final epic battle, Ariel, Eric, and Melody fought against Morgana and her dark magic. The clash was fierce, with the ocean itself seeming to rise up in anger. But through their unity, strength, and love for each other, they managed to defeat Morgana once and for all. Ariel, with the help of her family, used the crystal's magic to restore balance to the world, ensuring that the sea and the land could coexist peacefully once again. In the end, Ariel's legacy was cemented not just as a princess of the sea or of the land, but as a symbol of hope, unity, and love. She had shown that no matter where you came from, no matter what challenges you faced, the power of love and family could overcome any obstacle. Ariel and Eric returned to their kingdom, where they ruled together with wisdom and compassion. They continued to raise Melody, who grew up to be a wise and brave ruler in her own right, always guided by the lessons her parents had taught her. Together, they ensured that the bond between the sea and the land remained strong, a lasting testament to Ariel's courage, determination, and unyielding spirit. And so Ariel's story, filled with adventure, love, and sacrifice, became a legend passed down through generations. Years passed, and the harmony between the sea and the land remained steadfast, yet the echoes of Ariel's incredible journey continued to inspire new generations. Under Ariel and Eric's guidance, the kingdom flourished, and the sea creatures of Atlantica began to visit the human world more often. Ariel's dream had always been to bring her two worlds together, and now, with her family by her side, she was seeing that dream become a reality. But Ariel knew the journey was never truly over. There were always new challenges to face, new lessons to learn, and new adventures to embark upon. As she grew older, Ariel began to take on a new role, one of a mentor. She taught Melody not only how to rule with fairness and kindness, but also how to listen to the ocean's whispers and understand its deepest secrets. Melody's curiosity about the sea grew with every passing day. One day, while exploring the farthest corners of the ocean with her daughter, Ariel discovered something remarkable, a hidden underwater city, one that had been lost for centuries. This city was filled with ancient technology, forgotten history, and remnants of a time when the sea and land had lived in harmony. Ariel realized that this discovery could hold the key to understanding even more about the mystical forces that connected the two worlds. Determined to learn all she could, Ariel began to study the ancient artifacts and texts that she found in the ruins. She uncovered stories about the first mermaids and humans, and how their relationship had once been peaceful and symbiotic before dark forces came into play. She also found warnings of a time when both worlds would once again be in jeopardy, a time when only the purest of hearts could restore balance. Ariel, ever brave and steadfast, knew that she had to act quickly. She shared her findings with Eric, and together they began to prepare for whatever might come next. With Melody by their side, they ventured back to the surface, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. One evening, as the sun set over the horizon, a new threat arose. A mysterious force began to stir in the depths of the ocean, a force darker and more dangerous than anything they had ever encountered before. It was an elemental force tied to the ocean itself. It had been awakened by the disturbance caused by the magic of the crystal, and now it was seeking to reclaim control over both the sea and the land. Ariel, Eric, and Melody knew that they had no choice but to confront this new challenge head-on. They called upon the help of their friends from both the sea and the land, Flounder, Sebastian, and Scuttle, who had always been by Ariel's side, as well as allies from the human kingdom. Together, they embarked on a quest to find the source of this elemental power. Their journey took them across both land and sea, through enchanted forests, across vast deserts, and deep into the darkest trenches of the ocean. Along the way, they faced new obstacles, fought fierce creatures, and uncovered long-forgotten magic. But through it all, they remained united, driven by their love for each other and their determination to protect the world they had built together. Finally, after many trials, they discovered the source of the disturbance, an ancient underwater temple. This temple was home to a powerful guardian, a creature that had once protected the balance between the sea and the land, but had fallen into slumber over the centuries. The disturbance caused by the crystal had awoken the guardian, disrupting the balance. The guardian revealed the truth. The ocean and land were meant to be connected, not separate. The key to balance was understanding, respect, and love. Ariel, with her knowledge of both realms, shared her vision of peaceful coexistence, moving the guardian to restore balance if Ariel, Eric, and Melody proved ready. Ariel, Eric, and Melody faced a final test of heart and strength, combining their powers and love. The guardian, seeing their unity and pure intentions, granted them the power to restore balance. Ariel's legacy as the bridge between worlds was complete, uniting ocean and land through understanding. Ariel, Eric, and Melody returned home, knowing their worlds were safe. Ariel's journey had brought her closer to her loved ones and fulfilled her dreams. She became a legend, symbolizing love, courage, and unity. As they gazed at the horizon, they knew they could face any future together. The peace Ariel, Eric, and Melody restored became a lasting legacy. Their bond symbolized hope for both human and ocean worlds. The kingdoms prospered, and Ariel's vision transformed them. But there was more to explore, and Melody, a young leader, would help lead both realms into the future. While exploring the ocean with Melody, Ariel found a hidden glowing coral reef. A familiar, ethereal voice called to her, leading them to a secret chamber with a magnificent pearl. The voice, the spirit of the ocean, spoke of ancient magic linked to the sea's heart, meant for Ariel to wield. The ocean spirit revealed Ariel was destined to be the guardian of the ocean's magic. To unlock its full potential, she faced a final challenge: to bridge the divide between sea and land, showing they could coexist without outside interference. It required patience, trust, and the power of love. Ariel, confident in her journey, and with Melody by her side, accepted the challenge. She knew that her heart was pure, and that her desire for peace between the realms was stronger than any temptation or fear. With Melody's support and the wisdom she had gained over the years, Ariel called upon the magic of the ocean and the spirit of the sea to help her complete the task. The process was slow and careful. Ariel worked with both humans and sea creatures, guiding them to understand each other's needs and perspectives. She helped humans see the beauty and importance of the sea, and she taught the sea creatures the value of cooperation with the land. She encouraged everyone to protect the oceans, not out of fear or obligation, but because they understood how interconnected everything truly was. Months passed, and as Ariel and Melody continued their work, the magic of the ocean began to grow stronger. The waters became clearer, the lands more fertile, and the creatures of the sea and the land began to live in harmony. The ocean spirit, watching Ariel's progress, was pleased. It had seen how Ariel's love for both realms had transformed the world. One day, while standing on the shore with Eric, Melody, and all the friends they had made along the way, Ariel felt the full power of the ocean's magic surge through her. She had unlocked the final piece of the puzzle. With a single breath, Ariel realized that her role as a bridge between the two worlds had been fulfilled. The sea and the land were no longer two separate realms, but two parts of a greater whole. And Ariel, now a guardian of the ocean's magic, knew that her legacy would continue for generations to come. Ariel and Eric stood together, watching the sun dip below the horizon, knowing that their work was far from over. There would always be new challenges, new discoveries, and new adventures to embark upon, but they were not afraid. Together with Melody and their friends, they would face whatever the future held, for they had created a world of love, understanding, and unity. As Ariel looked at her family, her beloved Eric, her brave daughter Melody, and the friends who had stood by her through it all, she felt a deep sense of peace. The Little Mermaid's journey had begun with a dream to walk on land, but it had grown into something much greater, a world where both the sea and the land could thrive in harmony. And though her journey was far from over, Ariel knew she had made the world a better place. And so, with the ocean's gentle waves lapping at the shore, Ariel stood at the edge of both worlds, ready for whatever lay ahead, knowing that love would always be the key to keeping both the sea and the land united. As Ariel gazed out over the vast ocean, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. It was hard to believe how far she had come from the curious, adventurous mermaid who had once dreamed of a life beyond the sea. Now, standing at the threshold of both the ocean and the land, she had forged a path of unity and understanding, creating a world where both realms could live in harmony. But even in this moment of peace, Ariel knew that her journey was far from complete. She had seen how fragile the balance between the sea and the land could be, and she understood that new challenges would always arise. Whether it was a natural disaster, a misunderstanding between the sea creatures and the humans, or an external threat to the oceans themselves. Ariel was determined to continue her work as the guardian of the ocean's magic. With Melody now by her side, Ariel had a partner who shared her vision of a unified world. Melody had inherited her mother's courage and curiosity, but she also had the wisdom to understand the complexities of the world. Together, they would ensure that the lessons of the past were never forgotten, and that the future would be shaped by compassion, cooperation, and respect. One day, as Ariel and Melody were walking along the shore, they were approached by an elder sea turtle, known to be one of the wisest creatures in the ocean. The turtle, with his gentle eyes and slow, deliberate voice, shared a warning. "The sea is in constant motion," he said. "What you have done is remarkable, Princess Ariel. But remember, there are forces in the deep, ancient powers that do not wish to see your world of peace and unity thrive. Beware of those who seek to sow discord between the sea and the land. They are always watching." Ariel and Melody listened carefully to the wise turtle's words. They had always known that peace was fragile, but now they realized that their work was not just about fostering understanding. It was also about protecting the world they had built from those who might want to tear it down. As the turtle swam away, his words echoed in Ariel's mind, and she made a silent promise to protect the balance she had worked so hard to achieve. In the days that followed, Ariel and Melody began to notice subtle changes in the ocean. There were strange currents that seemed to pull in opposing directions, and the once clear waters started to grow murky. At the same time, the land above began to see unusual weather patterns. Ariel, ever vigilant, knew that something was amiss. She called together a council of both land and sea leaders to discuss the strange occurrences. Among the council members were Eric, now a seasoned ruler, Flounder, ever faithful and always eager to help, and even Sebastian, the court composer. Together, they discussed the strange phenomena, trying to find the root of the disturbances. It was clear to Ariel that there was some sort of force, an ancient and powerful entity, that was behind these disturbances. And as she pieced together the clues, a name came to her: Morgana. Morgana was a long-forgotten sea witch, one whose magic had been sealed away centuries ago. She was said to have once been a rival to Ursula, and after Ursula's defeat, Morgana had vanished into the darkest depths of the ocean. But now it seemed Morgana was returning. Her desire for power and control over both the sea and the land had never died. She was seeking to unravel everything that Ariel had worked so hard to create. Determined to stop Morgana before she could wreak havoc, Ariel gathered her closest allies. She knew that this time, the battle wouldn't be fought with magic alone. It would require strength, wisdom, and unity. With Melody at her side, Ariel set out to find Morgana's lair deep within the ocean's darkest regions. The journey was treacherous, with dangerous sea creatures and powerful currents. But Ariel's heart was strong, and her belief in the power of unity kept her going. As they ventured further into the unknown, the water grew colder and darker, and the pressure from the deep sea made it harder to breathe. But with Melody by her side and her allies close behind, Ariel pressed on. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, they reached Morgana's lair. The sea witch's magic hung in the water like a dark cloud, twisting the currents and causing the ocean to tremble. Morgana stood at the heart of her lair, surrounded by an aura of dark magic. Her eyes glowed with a fierce light, and her laughter echoed through the cavern like a nightmare come to life. "You've come to stop me, Ariel," Morgana sneered. "You've created a world of peace, but it will all come crashing down. The sea belongs to me and no one, neither you nor your precious humans, can change that." Ariel stood tall, her heart filled with resolve. "The sea belongs to everyone, Morgana. It belongs to the creatures of the deep and the people of the land. We are all connected, and we will never let you tear our world apart." Morgana's laughter stopped, and a fierce battle ensued. Magic clashed against magic, as Morgana summoned waves of dark energy to try to overwhelm Ariel. But Ariel, with the strength of her love for the ocean and the land, fought back. Melody, too, played a vital role, using her knowledge of both realms to counter Morgana's magic and protect her mother. In the end, it was Ariel's unwavering belief in unity that triumphed. She reached into her heart and used the magic of the ocean, not to fight Morgana with power, but to heal the damage that had been done. She called upon the spirit of the sea, the ancient force that had always guided her, and in that moment, the ocean itself seemed to respond. The water became calm, the currents began to flow smoothly again, and Morgana's dark magic was undone. With Morgana defeated, Ariel returned to the surface. Knowing that the balance between the sea and the land had been restored once more, she had not only protected the world she loved, but had also shown that the greatest power of all was the ability to bring harmony to even the darkest forces. And as she stood with Eric, Melody, and her friends, watching the waves gently roll in, Ariel knew that this was not the end of her journey. There would always be challenges ahead, but with love, unity, and determination, Ariel was ready to face whatever the future held, knowing that she had the strength to overcome any obstacle. For Ariel, the journey of the Little Mermaid had always been about more than just following her dreams. It had been about making those dreams a reality for everyone, on both land and sea, and as long as she had her family in her heart, she knew that the world would always be a place of hope, love, and endless possibility. As Ariel and her family returned to their peaceful kingdom, there was a sense of relief that washed over them. The victory against Morgana had not only restored balance to the world, but it had also deepened Ariel's understanding of her role. She was no longer just a princess of the sea. She was a guardian of both worlds, a protector of the fragile bond between the ocean and the land. Her journey had taught her that the real strength came from love. But Ariel's heart was not at ease for long. Though Morgana had been defeated, there were always challenges lurking just beneath the surface. The sea, vast and ever-changing, held secrets and mysteries yet to be discovered. The lands above had their complexities, and with new ideas and discoveries, maintaining peace was always relevant. Ariel stood at the sea's edge, joined by Melody, who had grown into a strong, compassionate woman. Fascinated by the world above, exploring shores, meeting people, and learning from humans and sea creatures, Melody became a bridge between realms, much like Ariel hoped. "Mom," Melody said, "we need to do more. I've seen new ideas and inventions on land, but many still fear or misunderstand the sea." Ariel saw Melody's earnestness, inheriting her love for both worlds and desire to make a lasting impact. Ariel agreed. "We've come a long way, but there's more to be done. The ocean and land need each other, and it's up to us to foster understanding." They discussed ways to further their mission, realizing that while sea magic was vital, it was the people who could truly make a difference. Melody suggested creating a place where humans and sea creatures could learn from each other, share stories, and solve problems. Ariel was excited by the idea, envisioning a sanctuary for peace and learning, solidifying the bond between land and sea in a way never done before. Ariel and Melody worked with allies to create this unique place, enlisting help from humans and sea creatures. King Triton supported the project, providing sea knowledge, while Eric ensured human involvement, building connections with other kingdoms. Flounder, Sebastian, and Scuttle aided logistics. The sanctuary took shape, a blend of land and sea, built along the shoreline with shimmering towers, part submerged beneath water with coral reefs and seaweed gardens. Humans and sea creatures visited each other easily, walking on land or swimming through crystal-clear waters. The sanctuary's glass walls allowed visitors to view ocean depths while staying dry, with submerged rooms offering first-hand sea experiences. It became a symbol of peace and unity, attracting travelers from land and sea, teaching about cultures, environmental protection, and working for the common good. Ariel and Melody oversaw the sanctuary's growth, teaching the importance of preserving sea magic while respecting land ways. Melody became a diplomat and advocate for change, ensuring both sides remained engaged. Ariel continued as a role model for kindness, strength, and resilience. The sanctuary thrived as a center of cooperation, blurring lines between sea and land. Families from both realms celebrated their shared connection. Ariel's teachings of love, understanding, and respect spread, ushering a new era of unity throughout the kingdoms. One day, Ariel stood on the balcony overlooking the sanctuary, joined by Eric, Melody, and King Triton. They watched humans and sea creatures working side by side, sharing stories, food, and laughter. "You've done it, Ariel," Eric said proudly. "You've brought our worlds together." Ariel smiled back, her heart full. "We've done it together. All of us. This is just the beginning. The world is constantly changing, and there will always be challenges ahead. But as long as we stay united, as long as we remember what we've built here, there's nothing we can't overcome." And so Ariel's journey continued. Though she had once dreamed of a life above the sea, she had found something far greater, a life that combined both her love for the ocean and her connection to the land. Together with her family and friends, Ariel knew that they could face any challenge. In the years that followed, the legacy of Ariel, the Little Mermaid, lived on through the generations. Her story was not just one of adventure, but of hope. Hope that no matter where we come from, no matter how different we may seem, we can always find a way to work together. The ocean, the land, and the people of both realms would continue to thrive, side by side, as long as they held true to the lessons of love, understanding, and unity. As time passed, the sanctuary became a beacon of hope, drawing more and more visitors from far-flung lands. The seas and the lands were no longer two distinct, separate worlds. They were interwoven in ways that neither Ariel nor Melody could have imagined all those years ago. People came to learn the old ways of the sea and the newest advances of the land. Some learned how to care for the ocean, while others shared knowledge about new farming techniques to grow food without harming the environment. It became a place where everyone could contribute, grow, and discover the endless possibilities that came from collaboration. Ariel, now in her twilight years, often found herself reflecting on how much had changed. From the rebellious young mermaid who longed to explore the world above, to the queen who helped to unite two realms once at odds, she had lived a life filled with lessons and transformations. There was a peace now that filled her heart, a peace she had long sought. She knew that the sanctuary, in all its beauty and success, was the legacy she would leave behind. One day, as Ariel wandered through the halls of the sanctuary, her thoughts were interrupted by a familiar voice. She turned and saw Melody, now a woman with her own family, walking toward her with a bright smile. Ariel embraced her daughter, who had grown into the very vision of a leader, wise, compassionate, and strong. "Mom, I think it's time," Melody said softly, her eyes full of emotion. "The next chapter is about to begin, and I want to carry on the work you've started. I want to continue our mission, strengthening the bonds between the land and the sea. Ariel looked at Melody with pride, knowing that her daughter would carry the torch and ensure the future of their world. It was a bittersweet moment, but Ariel had never been more confident that the future was in good hands. "Melody," Ariel said, her voice full of warmth, "you've always been the bridge between our worlds. You've made me so proud, and I know you'll continue to do amazing things. But remember, it's not just about the work. It's about the people you meet along the way, the lives you touch, and the love you share. That's the true magic." Melody nodded, understanding her mother's words. It was a deep, meaningful connection that no amount of time or distance could erase. The love between mother and daughter, between the ocean and the land, between the sea creatures and humans, these bonds were unbreakable. As the sun began to set over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the sanctuary, Ariel stood beside her daughter, knowing that the future was bright. The next generation was already rising, ready to face the challenges ahead and build upon what had been started. Melody's children, too, would one day inherit the mantle of leadership, and they would understand, as their grandmother and mother did, that the world was not a place to conquer. Ariel knew that the future held endless possibilities, and she had faith that the love and unity they had built would continue to shape the world for generations to come. And so, Ariel's legacy lived on, not just in the sanctuary she had created, but in the hearts of all who believed in love. The sea and the land were forever intertwined, and as long as the people who lived in both worlds continued to honor and respect each other, the world would remain a place of peace, hope, and endless wonder. In the end, Ariel had found what she had always sought: a home, a family, a purpose. The Little Mermaid, who once dreamed of walking on land, had come to understand that true fulfillment came from creating a world where both realms could thrive together, side by side. And as the moonlight reflected off the shimmering waters, Ariel knew her journey had been worth it, because in the end, it was love that had brought them all together. As the years continued to pass, the world Ariel had worked so hard to shape became even more vibrant and united. The sanctuary grew into a thriving community that served as a model of harmony between land and sea. Visitors from all corners of the world, both human and sea creature, came to learn from the legacy Ariel had helped create. Ariel, though older now, still found great joy in watching the next generation of leaders and dreamers carry on the vision she and Melody had set in motion. She would often walk the shores of the sanctuary, the salt water in the air mixing with the fresh sea breeze, her heart full as she thought about all the lives that had been touched. Melody, too, had grown into an inspiring figure. Her leadership was both firm and compassionate, blending the wisdom of the ocean with the innovation of the land. She had brought new ideas to the sanctuary, encouraging the exchange of knowledge and stories from all over the world. But even as a queen, Melody always made time for her family, Ariel, her sisters, and even her own children, who had inherited their grandmother's curiosity and adventurous spirit. One evening, as the sun began to set in a breathtaking display of orange and purple over the water, Ariel sat by the beach, watching the waves kiss the shore. She smiled, remembering her own youthful days when she longed to see the world above. Now, looking at the unity that had been created, she realized how far she had come. It was during this moment of quiet reflection that Melody approached, holding the hand of her eldest daughter, a young girl with a curious sparkle in her eyes. "Grandma," the little one said, her voice soft but filled with excitement, "I want to learn everything, just like you did. Will you teach me?" Ariel's heart swelled with emotion. Here was the next generation, filled with the same wonder, courage, and thirst for knowledge that had fueled her own journey. She nodded slowly, her eyes twinkling. "Of course, my dear," she replied. "I'll teach you everything I know, and maybe even some things I've learned along the way. But remember, the most important lesson is this: always follow your heart and never stop dreaming. The world is bigger than we can imagine." Years passed, and the world Ariel had helped create continued to grow and evolve. The sanctuary she had envisioned, a place where land and sea creatures coexisted peacefully, had become a beacon of hope and cooperation. The visitors who came from distant lands and oceans were awed by the thriving harmony that Ariel, Melody, and their companions had built. It wasn't just a place of unity. It was a living example of what could happen when understanding and love bridged differences. The young generation, including Ariel's grandchildren, had become more involved in the sanctuary's operations. Under Melody's leadership, they had helped transform the once solitary place into a bustling hub of innovation, education, and cultural exchange. The sanctuary not only offered a safe haven for both creatures of the sea and humans, but it also became a center for sharing stories and experiences, learning from each other's unique worlds. Ariel, though no longer a young mermaid, felt a deep satisfaction in seeing her dreams come to life in such a beautiful way. She spent her days walking along the edge of the sanctuary, her eyes gazing over the water, always grateful for the peace and purpose she had found. Despite all the changes, Ariel's heart remained deeply connected to the sea, the ocean songs forever in her soul. Every so often, she would swim out to the place where her voice first carried across the waters, singing a song of gratitude. But even as Ariel basked in the beauty of the present, there were times when she thought back to her past, the times when she felt torn between two worlds, the ocean and the human kingdom. She remembered the days of longing, of yearning for something she could never have. She remembered her journey to the human world, her voice lost for love, the sacrifices, and the uncertainty. Yet, every challenge had shaped her into the strong and wise queen she had become. Now, as she saw the balance between the sea and the land flourishing, she knew that her journey had been worth every struggle. As Ariel grew older, her relationship with King Triton deepened. Their once distant, strained relationship had transformed over the years. Ariel had become a source of strength for her father, just as he had always been for her. Their bond, which had once been marked by a difference of opinions and goals, had evolved into one of mutual respect. Triton, though still a powerful and protective king, had come to understand that his daughter's choices were rooted in a deep desire for peace. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a grand celebration was held to mark the completion of the sanctuary's newest addition, a library of knowledge filled with the tales and wisdom of both the sea and the land. Ariel and Melody stood side by side at the ceremony, watching the joyful faces of those who had made it all possible. As the festivities came to an end, Ariel stood alone by the edge of the water, looking out into the vast ocean. She thought of all the journeys she had taken, all the obstacles she had overcome, and the love that had always guided her. The world she had dreamed of was no longer just a dream. It was a living, breathing reality. As the waves crashed softly at her feet, Ariel smiled, knowing that she had not only found her place in the world, but had also helped shape a world where future generations could thrive in peace and harmony. She heard footsteps behind her and turned to see her granddaughter, the same little girl who had once asked her to teach her everything she knew. Now the young one was older, full of knowledge and curiosity. "Grandma, will you show me the world again?" she asked, her eyes filled with the same wonder Ariel had once had. Ariel smiled warmly, her heart swelling with love for the next generation. "Of course," she replied. That night, as Ariel lay down to rest, she felt a profound sense of peace. The future was in good hands. Her journey, once filled with uncertainty and longing, had led her to this beautiful moment of fulfillment. She had found the love of her life in Prince Eric, built a family, and created a world that not only embraced differences but celebrated them. Ariel knew that as long as the love between the sea and the land remained strong, there would always be a path forward. With Melody leading the charge, and her granddaughter eager to take on the mantle one day, Ariel's heart was full. She had seen the beauty of transformation, not just in herself, but in the entire world. And so, under the soft glow of the stars and the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore, Ariel closed her eyes, knowing that her story, her legacy, was not just hers to tell. It was the story of a world united, where dreams could come true, where love was the greatest power of all, and where, no matter the challenges ahead, the ocean would always be home. Ariel had come full circle. She had found her place, not just as a mermaid or a queen, but as a symbol of hope, love, and the boundless potential of a world that, when united, could achieve the impossible. And that was the greatest adventure of all. As the days continued to pass, the peaceful harmony between the sea and the land flourished. Ariel's legacy spread far beyond her own kingdom. Her story had become a tale of inspiration, passed down from one generation to the next, not just in Atlantica, but in the human kingdoms as well. Travelers and explorers from every corner of the world visited the sanctuary, eager to witness the unity Ariel had worked so hard to achieve. The sanctuary itself had grown into a symbol of cooperation. People from all walks of life, merfolk, humans, and creatures of the deep, gathered together, sharing their cultures, stories, and wisdom. It became a place of mutual respect, where everyone was welcome, no matter their origin. The sanctuary was a living testament to the power of understanding and empathy. And Ariel often marveled at how far the world had come since those early days when she had made the fateful decision to trade her voice for a chance at a new life. Ariel watched as the younger generations grew and blossomed, finding their own paths, just as she had. Melody had become a strong and compassionate leader, just like her mother. She worked tirelessly to ensure that the sanctuary remained a place where future generations could learn from the past, while building a brighter future for all. The sanctuary was no longer just a refuge, it was a thriving, evolving community. One of the most heartwarming sights for Ariel was seeing her grandchildren, her beloved young ones, running through the sanctuary, laughing and playing with creatures from both the sea and the land. Their innocence and joy reminded her of the very reason she had fought for this dream. It was all for them, for the future, for a world where love and unity could thrive in harmony. Over time, Ariel's role evolved once again. While she still held a place of honor as the queen of both the sea and the land, she had become a guiding presence, a storyteller who passed down the knowledge and wisdom she had accumulated throughout her incredible journey. She shared tales of courage and determination, of sacrifice and love, teaching the young ones about the importance of following their hearts and never losing sight of their dreams. Despite the many years that had passed, Ariel's voice remained as beautiful and haunting as it had been in her youth. It had become a voice of wisdom, a voice that now carried stories of hope and love. Her songs, once filled with longing and desire, were now filled with joy and fulfillment. She no longer sang to express a desire for something she did not have, but rather to celebrate the life she had built. As the seasons changed, Ariel found herself spending more time reflecting on her journey. She thought of the many challenges she had faced, the sacrifices she had made, and the rewards that had come from each struggle. She remembered the fear she had felt when she first traded her voice. But as she looked at the world she had helped create, she knew deep in her heart that it had all been worth it. Ariel's relationship with her family had grown stronger with each passing year. She and King Triton, once so distant, had become close allies and confidants. Their shared love for the kingdom and for their family had brought them together in a way that Ariel had never imagined when she was young. Together, they had worked to ensure that Atlantica and the human world remained in balance, their love for their family and each other evident in every decision. As Ariel grew older, she found peace in the knowledge that she had done everything she could to create a world where love and unity prevailed. She was no longer driven by the need to prove herself, to prove that she could fit into a world that had once seemed so foreign. Instead, she focused on the joy of sharing her experiences with the next generation, and in seeing the future unfold with the same wonder that she had felt as a young mermaid. One day, While walking along the shore with her granddaughter, Ariel stopped to admire the sunset. Her granddaughter looked up at her eyes filled with curiosity. "Grandma, what's next for us? What more can we do?" she asked. Ariel smiled, her heart full. "What's next, my dear, is whatever you choose to make of it. The world is always changing, and there will always be challenges. But as long as we have love, hope, and the courage to pursue our dreams, there will always be a way forward." She looked out at the horizon, her thoughts drifting with the gentle waves. "We've built something special here," she continued, "but it's up to you, and those who come after you, to continue the journey, to keep the peace, to keep the love, and to keep the dream alive. That is the legacy we leave behind." Her granddaughter smiled and hugged her. "I'll keep it alive, Grandma. I promise." Ariel watched the sun dip below the horizon, content in the knowledge that the world was in good hands. Her heart swelled with pride for the future, and for the family she had helped shape, knowing that the love and wisdom passed down through the generations would continue to guide them. And as the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Ariel whispered a silent thanks to the ocean, to the world, and to the life she had built. She had found her place in both worlds, and she had given the world the gift of unity, love, and hope for generations to come. As the years continued to pass, Ariel found herself in a peaceful rhythm, a balance between her role as a queen and a loving grandmother. She watched as the sanctuary she had helped build flourished, and the bond between the sea and the land grew even stronger. The once distant lands of humans and merfolk had become intertwined in ways that Ariel had once dreamed of, but could never have imagined. It was a living, breathing testament to the power of love and unity. One evening, as Ariel sat on the balcony of the palace overlooking the vast, calm sea, she thought about her life. Her thoughts wandered back to the day she first traded her voice, the heartache of being torn between two worlds. She remembered her longing to be part of the human world, to be with Prince Eric. But she also remembered the lesson she had learned, that true happiness wasn't found by changing who you were, but by embracing all parts of yourself. The moonlight reflected off the water, casting a silver glow across the sea. The gentle waves lapped at the shore, and for a moment, Ariel felt a deep sense of gratitude for all she had experienced. Her journey had been filled with moments of uncertainty, heartache, and sacrifice, but it had also been rich with love, joy, and fulfillment. "Grandma," Melody's voice broke through her thoughts. Ariel turned to see her granddaughter, now a young woman, standing at the door with a smile on her face. "I need your advice." Ariel's heart warmed at the sight of Melody, who had grown into a wise and compassionate leader. Melody had inherited Ariel's sense of adventure and her deep care for others. The sanctuary was thriving under her leadership, and Ariel knew it was in good hands. "What is it, my dear?" Ariel asked. Melody stepped closer, sitting beside her grandmother. "I've been thinking about the future, about how we can keep the peace between our worlds, and how to make sure that the sanctuary remains a place of unity and love for generations to come. There's so much we can still do, but I feel like we need a new direction, a new vision. I'm not sure what it is yet." Ariel smiled and placed a hand on Melody's. "You've already brought so much to this world, Melody. The future is full of possibilities, and your heart will guide you, just as mine guided me all those years ago. Remember, the sanctuary you are building isn't just a place, it's an idea. An idea of what the world can be when we put aside our differences and embrace what makes us unique. That vision, that hope will carry us forward. You don't have to have all the answers right now. Just follow your heart, as you always have." Melody looked at her grandmother, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Grandma. I'll remember that." The two sat in silence for a while, watching the sea sparkle under the moonlight. It was a peaceful moment, one that Ariel would treasure forever. She had found peace in knowing that the legacy of love and unity she had fought for would continue. The world she had helped create would live on, not just in the sanctuary, but in the hearts of those who believed in it. As the night deepened, Ariel felt a sense of fulfillment like never before. She had watched her family grow, her world evolve, and her dreams unfold in ways that were even more beautiful than she could have imagined. The ocean, once a symbol of her longing and sacrifice, had now become a symbol of everything she had achieved, a place of healing, peace, and connection. And so, with the moon shining brightly above, Ariel whispered a prayer of gratitude, not just for the life she had lived, but for the legacy she was leaving behind. A legacy that would continue to inspire those who came after her. It was a legacy of love, hope, and unity, one that would never fade as long as there were hearts willing to listen to its message.